505 Should Free Trade Be a Goal? Is an excellent question that we should ask ourselves. The directions for this assignment ask you to choose two different visual media items that express opinions about trade agreements, barriers to trade, or free trade. Now, the two different visual media items that they're talking about are either political cartoons, pictures, or videos. There's an awesome resource list that's listed in the course, and it gives some great examples of visual media as well as guidance on where to locate them on the internet. Now, don't forget to include your picture, your political cartoon, or your video in your assignment and cite your source as well. This resource list was taken directly from the course. This is a great way for you to get your political cartoon, your pictures, your videos, and I've added one of my own, NPR Double Take, to help you with finding those two visual resources. Now remember, they have to be two different ones. You can't do two political cartoons or two pictures. After you've chosen your two visual media items, you need to explain what issue is being discussed. Are they talking about free trade? Are they talking about trade agreements? Are they talking about barriers to trade? Next, you need to tell your teacher what is the creator's viewpoint on this issue. Do they support embargoing? Do they support free trade? Do they support trade agreements? And you need to use the details from your visual media items, so that political cartoon, the pictures, or the videos, to support the author's claim. Now, this is a really great activity found in the course, and it's really cool because the very first part of this activity actually goes over a political cartoon, and it kind of shows you what political cartoons look like and what's happening with them, because political cartoons can be really tricky. Now, you will often see as you're going through the course that free trade agreements are motivated by political factors as much as economic ones. So it's not just about the economy, but also about the people who are in power. The next thing you have to do is you have to explain, does the viewpoint reflect a commitment to free trade or to protectionism? So I guess we need to kind of look at what free trade is and what is protectionism. Well, the really cool thing about the course is that we have an awesome activity, which is the very first activity in 505, about why we would ban trade to other countries and how that would affect us as a consumer. If you click on any one of the bubbles, you will see an argument for banning or restricting trade. This is a great activity for you to get some information for your assignment. Now we need to look at what protectionism is and what are its policies. Well, all of that protectionism it's the support or use of economic policies that serve to restrict trade between countries. I've taken this chart directly from the course. The course is really nice because it lists not only the barrier, but what it is and why we use it. So this is a really great way for you to look at what might be being portrayed in your visual media item. Now, I also can't forget about local content requirement as well as embargoing, which I've mentioned several times throughout the video. The next part of the assignment asks you, do you agree or disagree with the viewpoint of the item you chose? Why or why not? So if you're doing a political cartoon about embargoing and the author is for embargoing but you're against it, explain why you're against it. Now, remember, the first 4 questions you have to answer for both of your visual media items, so your political cartoon, picture, or video. So the first 4 questions need to be answered twice because you have 2 different visual media items that you're doing. Now, the last 2 reflection questions only have to be answered once, and you need to explain what 2 benefits and what 2 costs of free trade are. The really nice thing about the course, again, is it lists this awesome activity about benefits and costs. Now, don't worry, it's located in the course, so you don't need to scramble and write all of this down, but this breaks down the good benefits and the costs to trade barriers. Okay? Leaders like to create barriers to trade or enter free trade agreements to promote economic goals like efficiency and growth. The main ones that you use or you're going to see a lot of are tariffs, quotas, and regulations. Now, most economists do agree that without restrictions, it's best for the economy. However, it still remains controversial. Now that we've gone through your assignment, you can find the template to quickly go through and make sure that you have everything for your assignment at the end where it's listed. I've put the arrow where the template can be found, and you can print these right off. Now remember, the first 4 questions need to be answered twice because you have 2 different visual media items. And then the last 2 only need to be answered once.